You're the one. The first voice over IP call centers when voice over IP was just invented. So they sold us this huge equipment, Cisco, which is great. Like, great, this is nice. Where's the CRM? Like, we don't have a CRM. Like, what do you mean you don't have a CRM? So we overnight built our own CRM technology integrating telephony in it.
The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam McVeigh here with the Killer Growth Podcast. Today I have Sandy Mehra, the CEO of Telgoo5. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Sam. Good to be here.
Yeah. We've never really talked before. We talked like 30 seconds, right? And then fired this off. So generally how we start this podcast, it's pretty straightforward. I just say, what's Sandy's story? How did he get to Telgoo5? Tell us that story.
Well, it's a long story, so I hope you have a lot of time. But I'll start with a small introduction about myself. My name is Sandy Mehra, but my real name is Sandeep. But everybody calls me Sandy, and I like to say my dog also called me Sandy, but it literally started from my dad, who started calling me Sandy, and it started from a very young age. Live in New York with 2 kids, about 20 minutes away from our offices, where we're located midtown Bryant Park. Telgoo5 has been a journey for over 20 years, where we have become a platform of choice for mobile operators, fiber operators, enterprise B2C. We actually do a lot today because we've become more of an ecosystem which provides billing ecosystems for mobile companies. But we found more than a billing platform because you've got the e-commerce platform where you can sign up customers, and then you've got customer apps, and you've got a CRM, and you've got an e-commerce experience, you've got inventory modules, and you've got other apps, and a 355-degree API access. And we own 100% of our IP, been in business for over 20 years.
Wow.
I say that, and when I get on calls, like I said, I was on a call with a very interesting company yesterday. Can't name them, of course. Very, very large.
Sure.
And I said, my head of strategy said, I've been in telecom for 30 years. And I said, I've been in telecom 25 years. And then the other person said, I've been in 20 years as well. And the client said, I've been 35 years. Then he looked at all of us. He said, that doesn't mean all of us are that old, but it literally sounds like that. Like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, let's break down. So what was your background for you to get into this industry, into the telecom industry?
Oh my God. So we were a call center company, actually, believe it or not. And one of our clients, which meant, I'll go back a bit. So we got sold a lot of hardware from Cisco, which is awesome. You're the first voice over IP call centers when voice over IP was just invented. So they sold us this huge equipment, Cisco, which is great. Like, great, this is nice. Where's the CRM? Like, we don't have a CRM. Like, what do you mean you don't have a CRM? So we overnight built our own CRM technology integrating telephony in it. As we went across, that business grew, and one of our customers was starting a first MVNO in Columbus, Ohio. And they said, we love the CRM. Can you extend it to us? You're like, yes. And from there came out the first version.
What is, Sandy, I'm going to interrupt you. What's an MVNO?
Okay, mobile virtual network operators. So you've got 3 large carriers, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. All of that we work with. Beyond those, there are companies who are mobile companies, likes of that you would have heard, Boost and Boost Mobile, or there's so many.
Mint.
There's so many of them which service different brands of customers. So what these people do is they are mobile operators. They just don't buy the spectrum and they don't buy the licenses. They are licensed, so they don't buy the spectrum, or they don't have the towers. What they do is they go to a carrier and say, hey, I'll buy these wholesale goods from you, and I want to service this set of customers whom I know very well. So that's why It's called the mobile virtual network operator world. Then you've got a layer above, in the middle of them, it's also aggregator. If you go to carrier and this like, I want to become a telecom company, like, yeah, sure, come on over. And but we need a 30 million deposit. You're like, I don't have 30 million. They'd be like, okay, go to an aggregator. They are like my distributor aggregator. You can buy from them. I sell to them in bulk already. So we supply aggregator people software as well. So there are three legs to it. You've got carriers who sit right on top, then you've got aggregators, and then you've got MVNOs. MVNOs can be business to business or business to consumer.
Interesting. Yeah. I've always wondered how that works. Mint is what comes to mind. Ryan Reynolds is in all the ads. So are they where would they be on that spectrum? An MVNO?
An MVN, mobile virtual network operator. Absolutely right.
And so they're just negotiating a deal with T-Mobile, Verizon, or AT&T. So they're just buying wholesale rights to their towers, essentially, distribution.
Pretty much. Not the distribution, but wholesale rights to ride the network to light up customers of Mint.
Yeah. Yeah. How, and then they advertise they're so much cheaper. We just switched yesterday. We were at Verizon. We moved our plan from AT&T to Verizon, our killer growth plan. And we got a crazy deal, and it was like almost close to what Mint's deal is. But then I always wonder, I see, the Ryan Reynolds ad, and it's like $15 a month, unlimited everything. And I'm like, there's got to be a catch. Like, is it a little slower? Are you getting like a tier under? Is the coverage not as good? How are they able to make any money when the direct providers are charging even more?
So direct providers have, so they've got, I have to be a little bit careful because I work a lot with direct providers also. They've got amazing service. So, but they're different value points.
Okay.
So for a direct provider, maybe Mint Mobile and others have been successful in marketing to customers who direct providers have not been able to, or to a class or segment, or to have the differentiator. Your differentiator could be in the bodega store. Your differentiator could be in a newly arrived immigrant. Your differentiator could be who just wants a cheaper service for their child. And now you've got two children and they both want unlimited talk and text. And you're like, well, and so some of the deals that you get with MVNOs might not have the best iPhones with it. They might have a generation lower iPhones. So the device comes into play.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Think of it like a different place and differentiator in the market. Now, is the service different? No. They can be, but very minuscule differences that you would not notice. And those also, but like for instance, a very good example is consumer cellular, which sold to adults, which sold to aging population. And when the aging population called, they came up with a model that you can call us anytime, and they would call their call center because they were lonely and they would just wanted somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Is the service bad? No, but it's a great service that they offer. So it's a differentiator. So there are these niches that these people find, and then they work on those niches. They're more nimble, faster with tools like us who get things launched faster and in more efficient way.
Yeah, I think of Cosmos, the kids' watches. We ordered those. I have 4 kids, and 3 of them now have Cosmos watches. And the appeal for us, I mean, we could have gone to Verizon, AT&T, and got cellular watches, right? And the price point was about the same, but Cosmos just had way more features of how to regulate it, track them, control their contacts. Like, we just liked essentially the interface and the ecosystem. So really their play was, hey, these devices for kids, right? Cosmos marketing was, we're going to make the best watch that is going to check off all the boxes for parental supervision, right? And then they went and got a brokered a deal with carriers. Yeah, like different towers. That makes sense. Yeah,
exactly. So good example is my daughter. She wants to be on my plan, and she's studying college. I was like, hey, Sana, my daughter's name, Sana, you need to go get your own plan. It's like, which one? Then she looked, the cheapest, Mint, or she looked at this one. So then they become price sensitive. Like, wait, I already have the phone from dad. I can get a cheaper plan. She's like, why do you not love me anymore? I said, I do. Financial discipline. She's like, no, you can't do this to me. I was like, okay, never mind. We leave it there.
Yeah. Wow. So that's really interesting though. So you went from, so I'm trying to figure out your place in this market. I think I understand the technology part, But let's say I have a idea like Cosmos, and I'm coming up, like, we'll use the device as an example, probably not the best example, but I'm going to bring a device to market. I need to go find some network providers, but then I also need billing interface, and I need a CRM. I need a way to put new customers in. Where do you fit in that?
All of it. So once you do that, we only tell you to sell. And you do the heavy lifting to us. That means connecting to the carrier, connecting to the network. You need to, don't just think of this, you need a system to ship the devices. So your shipper needs to be able to log in and be able to print labels. Now, you need to be able to bill on a month-to-month basis. So there's billing. Then you need to say, hey, your bill's coming up for due, and I've charged it. And you say, hey, your device is on the way. Hey, I have a new promotion, I have a new product that's coming out. So there's notifications, there's campaigns, and then there are these bells and whistles. Then you have a call center who logs in. Like, wait, my phone stopped working. What happened? Wait, send you a replacement. You're under coverage. Yeah, I can see that. I can see which phone do you have, and I can see which plan that you have, and you do all of that.
Yeah.
So it's an ecosystem.
Wow.
Billing is a part of it.
Dang, that's cool. So you're a full stack provider essentially for any MVNO. Like if somebody,
we not only do MVNOs, but we also do for business to businesses. For instance, you say, wait a second, I know all the radio stations in the US. How many they are, I don't know. I know a large company that you can take the name of, and they have 150,000 connections. You know what? I can get their account, and they need all three carriers because in this employee's home, T-Mobile works. This employee home, AT&T is the strongest, and this mobile provider, their home, for some reason in their building, in their location, Verizon is the best. So you need all three carriers. And then I can sell a business to business, and I can sell devices. So we have a B2B platform also, which you can service. Don't just think consumers. Then we also service fiber companies, which is our latest product, where we service fiber, standalone fiber companies for billing, and same exact thing. People loved our product. They're like, can I use it for my fiber? It's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And then these fiber companies who are already servicing fiber, and cable companies who are already servicing these customers, they said, hey, can I add more products to the people I'm already selling, because they're buying cellular from somewhere. Why are they not buying them from me? Like, yeah, absolutely. So you make sure they're a fiber customer of yours or a cable customer of yours, and they can add cellular. So there are many legs to the business.
Yeah. So talk about the business to business portion. If there's if you're agnostic to carriers, I see the value in that. How are you actually managing that? That sounds like a nightmare.
Say that one more time. Sorry. How do you?
So you were talking about how you are agnostic, like you'll get any carrier they need, right? In that business to business for their coverage they need, right? But how do you manage that internally? Like, are you testing the area? Then you switch the SIM? Like, that sounds like a nightmare.
That's a very good question. So there's AI intelligence built into the platform. It can be based upon the order type. It can be based upon the price point. It can be based upon the location, and it can be based upon combination of these factors. And it can be based upon customer feedback. So we know, hey, this zip code, this location, I know this coverage is already better. We already have this intelligence. That's what we recommend. Then the person can choose, or it can be based upon a business criteria that 60% of my activations have to go to carrier A and 40% to carrier B, because that's how my contract's laid out. Or 40% of the carriers of my, I want to divide them into this criteria, or this is my C-suite. My C-suite should get this plan and this. So these AI tools that you build in, and then of course, our system takes care of everything. Then there's also carrier swap that you can do. We thought this is the best, it's not working. We can move you from carrier A to carrier B.
So break down the revenue model of your different buckets of business, right? So it sounds like you've got a couple different buckets from the CRM to the service to the call center, the full stack. How does that work? Is that a fee model per line? Is it also subscription for software per user?
It is a SaaS-based model,
Okay.
which means we primarily charge on if our customers are successful, we are successful. That means we need to work hard to make sure our customers are successful. And as we do that, we incentivize in many ways that they can sell the most, and we give them the lightest touch approach on a per subscriber model in most cases.
You're international, so break down your customer base for me. Are you guys providing services for multiple countries, just the US?
US is the biggest market. Majority of our US is biggest market. The international is fairly minuscule and a very specialized portion of our business, which is, big analytics to some telecom analytics to some countries really. But our biggest is the US market.
Okay. And then your employees, are they international? I saw you have like 500 employees. I don't know if that's correct.
A little bit less, but close to that number.
Yeah.
So we've got a fairly large team in the US, and we have a team in India as well. And then we've got offices, and a lot of corporate people work in our offices on the 41st Street. And then we've got people in Kentucky, we've got people in Atlanta, in San Francisco, in Dallas. You've got people, you can name a lot of cities.
Yeah.
In Kansas too, actually. In Kansas
really?
City.
Yeah, we're at it in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oakland, close to Oakland Park.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's awesome. So are all your employees pretty much remote, and then some are in office space? Or is majority remote?
As are closer to New York, we like them to come to office.
Okay.
And as many can work remote. To me, when I started my work, I love computers. You know why? Because computers, either the code works or it doesn't. It doesn't have a good day or a bad day. It doesn't have temperament. It doesn't have a religion. It doesn't have a color. Either it works or it doesn't. It doesn't have excuses. When we get people, we want the best people which fit that. And to us, we're not a coin operated shop. We're a talent operated shop. And you have to go where the best talent is. And in that talent, you have to go where you say, hey, I want the best of the best talent, and I will work with you. We have a policy in our company. We don't ask you literally, what time do you want to come and what time do you want to go? You make your own hours. We ask you, are you doing the best for your client success? If yes, and you have something that you just feel like taking a break for an hour, go ahead and do that.
That's awesome. Yeah,
and if you have something going on in your kid's school, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Why not? Humans first.
Good for you. What's it like building a culture with a lot of remote staff? Do you go to India often to visit that team, or do you have someone
I used to, because my parents were there, but only my mom's there, so I try and go there. And sometimes when I go, I don't even go to my work, so it's only visiting my mother. But our teams are. It's not. So we have another culture actually, which is kind of unique. You don't work for me, so they don't report to me. They report to our company. If a organization works well, we work well. And I studied accounting, and one of the first things that I studied in accounting they teach you as a part of law is a case called Solomon versus Solomon. So this person in UK in 1800s, what he decided to do is made a company, and Solomon, and he gave some debentures out, and then the company went bankrupt, and they sued Mr. Solomon, and he said, "Well, it's the company that went bankrupt, not me." And that's the first case law that distributed company as an artificial person. So I actually hold that very much in my ethos and say, we all work for the company, including myself, including our remote employees. So we don't care whether you're remote or not. Our culture and everything remains the same.
Yeah, that's really good. Were you born in India?
Yes, of course. I was born in India.
Yeah. So talk about. I'm really curious. Being an immigrant, man, you've built something amazing. What was that experience like? Did you go to college stateside or in India?
In India, I actually did my college in India. Then I moved 2 years in Seattle. Then I moved back, and then I moved to New York. So a lot of it was family driven. You know, and it's funny as you say that, I find it quite universal. Parents and their emotional background can follow you. So it
Hmm.
followed for quite a bit, but I traveled a lot. Now, what I want to make sure I answer a question. So can you remind me of the question
Yeah,
again?
yeah. Just I was curious, what a awesome story of being an immigrant and then building a almost 500-person company, CEO of Telgoo5 in a complicated industry. Just yeah, what does that mean to you? What was that experience like? And is it like a thing of the past now? It doesn't even cross your mind anymore. What was that experience like?
To me, the experience, so it's a lot of grace. So I'm very lucky to be where I am and where we are. And second portion is being an immigrant. Never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Never people didn't think of me like an immigrant, and because, like I said, the computer didn't care whether it's an immigrant or not.
Yeah.
So for us, it is work, a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights, and a lot of people that have come a long way where we are. So it's been very fulfilling. Um, I don't think I've faced any discrimination anywhere, because at the end of the day, the product has to work.
Yeah.
See, do you care whether your cell phone? I ask the people, do you really care? I mean, we all love iPhones, and I have one too. But when you're making a call, you want the voice to be clear. At that point of time, do you even remember the network? Do you even remember what's behind it? Unless until it's not working.
Yeah,
Everything's work.
exactly. It's such a
So,
good answer.
but from an immigrant perspective, no. I've had people of amazing character, just beautiful relationships all across the globe.
Yeah.
People who have been, and that's been the biggest wealth that I've earned, that money can't buy. That such great people we support, and one more ethos of a company. I'm sorry, I'm saying so many of them. We are titleless. I don't care. You're CEO or you're CFO. You want to be the CEO, be the CEO. I don't care.
Hmm.
But this needs to get done. Let's get that done. Let's be the best version of ourselves.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think this global economy, is with technology has changed all of that. And it's not that it's the same for everyone, but that's an awesome perspective. And yeah, thanks for answering that. Talk about, I saw you went to Harvard leadership. And I met a brigadier general years ago that went through that same leadership training that you went through, and it sounded fascinating. Talk about that a little bit. How'd that come about? Why'd you do it? What was the takeaway?
I did that just out of, you have to continuously learn. Being a leader, so you have to challenge yourself, because you're your own glass ceiling at times. You have to kind of grow. But that experience taught me one thing. There's people who'd come from a lot larger companies. I remember they asked us a question. They made us do an exercise that if you're in a cold place and you're surrounded, what do you do? And I thought I saw in a discovery program, you just sit there, make yourself warm and don't move. So one guy got up and he's like the leader, and he's like, no, I'll tell you, I'm going to do this. And I was like, guys, I think you can do this. And there's another guy got up, no, this is what should be done. Like, okay, this is what I think you should do. I'm not going to force you. This is what I think you should do. And my answer turned out right. And in that course, everybody's looking at me like, I was like, so that what people sometimes perceive, or sorry about that, what people sometimes perceive or tell people, that what they are, I apologize, somebody's
You're
bugging
good.
me. I'll just message the person.
You're good. All good, man.
5 minutes. 5 minutes, yeah. The person's not stopping. And
You're like,
cut off for a
leave me
second and
alone.
put this on hold. I don't know what's burning. Just
You're
one
good.
second,
Yeah.
yeah?
Pause.
Sorry
We're
about doing
pausing.
this.
You're good.
Hey, I apologize. And I hope you can cut that out.
You're good. No, you're
In
good.
this
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be easy
I
marked.
lost.
No, you're
I,
good.
you
Yeah.
cut
So we
it
were just
out.
talking about the Harvard
Yeah, you cut
leadership.
it off once, you cut it out twice, and you cut it out 3 times. You're like, okay, there's something burning. You're like, oh, you called me back. Listen, I'm gonna call. I'm serious. I was like, something happened? Are you in an accident? What happened? Everything okay?
Everybody's okay though?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Hey, the marketing tags, this person didn't tell me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I was like, listen, I'm gonna video call. I'll call you back. I promise I'll get it done.
I'm on this massive platform podcast, that like 50 people listen to.
Oh my
You need to
God.
leave me alone. That's awesome. On the Harvard thing again, how does that
Yeah.
work? How did you get into that program? What did
I
that
just
process look
applied,
like?
got in, and I
Yeah.
thought, and when I got out, I realized, oh my God, I realized, you know what? I, I hate, I don't like to use, I'm better than anybody, but I like to use the word that, hey, I was, what's the right word? Um, as I outperformed a lot of them,
Hmm.
and a lot of them had better personas than me. So a
Hmm.
lot better personas than me. I was like, that's interesting. And then when we realized we went to larger companies, I realized, hey man, we do a lot of work, but we are very understated. We've remained understated for a very long time. You're
Hmm.
changing a little bit of that because you can have the best gemstone in the world, but if you don't show it around, keep it in your safe, it's no good.
Yeah, that's good. I also found researching you're working on building an AI revenue monetization engine. Saw that in a couple of places. Can you talk about that and kind of your thesis on
That's
that?
that's our latest and interesting product, and that is you've got an AI engine, but how do you bill for it?
Hmm.
And we went to SaaStr and we showed the product down, and somebody sent us a proposal and they sent up his invoice. And my product manager for that called him out and he said, you really need a platform. Look, your invoice is wrong. You say 12 months, but you're charging for 13.
Hmm.
And he's like, you really need a platform for B2C. So we realized because in telecom, you're counting a lot of CDRs, you're counting a lot of things. So we took that technology and said, can we count tokens for you? Can we count different mechanisms for you
Hmm.
in a B2B
Is
environment?
Sandy is CDRs like call duration
Call, oh my God, I'm
rates
sorry. I'm
or
sorry. CDRs are
uh,
call duration records. So we take
records?
those
Okay.
CDRs, we ingest them. We take these call duration records, millions of them, we ingest them, and we can rate them, charge them. And so we do all of that. So I think if so we took the same technology and said, can we rate your tokens and give you such a unique mechanism of charging? And people
Hmm.
love that. So
Yeah.
we came
So
out
is
with
this
it.
in a voice AI concept? And then how do you bill for it in the telecom space? What exactly is the AI
So
use
there's AI
case?
within our platform, but this is billing for AI companies.
Oh,
So this
gotcha.
is billing for companies like you, for Killer Growth, and Killer Growth has 5 people in one plan, which is a
Mhm.
discounted plan because they're going to put you and advertise on your podcast every day. They need a custom quote, and they can have a quote for every different company. Charge the card, or charge auto charge, or top up every time. It's like telecom. We've been doing this for the last 20 years in telecom.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. How much has AI changed your whole industry? Have you
A
seen it
lot,
infiltrate?
a
Like,
lot.
what
Amazing.
specifically?
Beautiful, beautiful tools. Everything we do, we have AI development tools, we have AI within our platforms, we have AI decision making trees. It's been a game changer. Love
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, yeah. When did you guys start integrating AI into your systems?
Oh, it's literally, we really dived into it last year, but
Okay.
before that, we were dipping our toes into it. But last year we went all in, and it's been beautiful. It's been a
Yeah,
game changer.
yeah.
Productivity is up. It's amazing what AI can do.
That's awesome. What do you see changing in the next 5 years? 5 years in your industry? I mean, there's a lot of players, a lot of MVNOs. What's a current pattern you see? I feel like everything's moving so fast right now, and you kind of like obviously to be where you're at, you're good at spotting future concepts.
So within our industry, we're seeing different business models that we have. Like I said, we've expanded into AI billing. So we take our platform and we build it horizontally. Within the platform, we build it more vertically. And then we, of course, have platforms are platforms. It has to be the people behind the platforms.
Hmm.
So, and what I mean by that is, um, when shit goes down, are you going to answer your client's call and say, I owe up, and this is what I'm going to do to make it right at 12 o'clock in the night? Are you going to be the differentiator? And I think that's it. As a long term approach. So like I said, there are B2B models that are coming that are very interesting. The B2C differentiators, ease of use, and it has to be seamless. It has to be like that. Press a button, it'll do the magic for you.
Yeah. Talk about like, how did you get clients? I mean, that seems like a space that requires a lot of trust, right? I mean, you're managing some massive projects. How did you get your first couple clients in this space?
I think the first one that we got, I explained to you, was from them looking at our software. And then beyond that, people just looked at our product. It was light years ahead. Yeah, and it has been running light years ahead of our competition. And it is, as long as we continuously innovate and do nimble and give great value to our customers, I think we've been winning the market both by word of mouth, by people who see the product and be like, how fast can we get on it? And then when they look, it's been 20 years in the development. Rome wasn't made in a day. So there are other people who invent trying to make their product and putting the wheels on while the plane is flying and putting the wings and trying to change the engines. For us, it's a configuration. Like, okay, yeah, that's how it's done. Like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Is there like conferences, groups in your sector? I'm just thinking through how you network.
Absolutely. We go to a World Mobile Congress, which is a big one, and we love going there. And then you've got the Prepaid Expo, and we've got channel partners, and we've got MVNO Nation. So we do a lot of them. And, and then we did SaaStr last week, which was the AI conference where we put our AI product out. So it's a combination out of those, word of mouth, some advertising. I think, people have to believe in the product. And then your biggest people who promote your product are its users.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have salespeople in your organization that are just prospecting, or do you mostly just have retention-based model?
Mostly inbound right now. We don't have a sales team.
Yeah.
We have a smaller sales team, but primarily inbound.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. Well, I know you're a super busy guy, so I don't want to keep you much longer. We're past our time we agreed on. But you're a fascinating dude. I'll be following along, and just some of the things you just answered, I've always wondered, which is my favorite part about this podcast, is just getting to talk to people that are in industries and spaces that I'm not. And it's just wild how the world works. There's so many types of business opportunities out there in so many spaces. And I never thought I'd be talking to a guy who found a pretty unique space in the MVNO space with technology and full stack. That's so cool. I was going to ask Tyler real quick. Tyler's more a technology nerd. Do you have a question for him before I let him go? Okay, good. He said I asked all the good ones. Yes, let's go.
Thank you so much, Sam and Tyler.
Well, give us a takeaway. Any advice? We have a lot of small business owners, entrepreneurs that listen to this. Just any takeaway, any encouragement for anyone out there hustling?
You don't have to be the smartest to succeed. You have to outwork the smartest and outwork. I still do, and I still will outwork everybody and lead by example. So don't underestimate yourself in the darkest hour when you think everything's going to go down on you. Have faith and work harder than your problem, and have a little bit of faith, treat people properly, and life will find its way.
That's awesome. You're awesome, Sandy. Thank you so much for your time, man. Stay in touch. I'll be following along. Excited to see some of those new updates. And I'm very curious about the AI billing thing. Probably hit you up about that later. I'm curious what that looks like.
It's been a pleasure being on your podcast. Yeah. Good luck. And thank you so much for your appreciating your time and patience with me.
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Sandy. Have a great day.
You.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.